Hi traders, Anthony here. We're looking at the dollar Swissy now. For those of you who've been following me, you might notice now that I've got a bar chart showing here versus a candle chart. I want to make use of my indicators. I've spent a lot of time and money developing these, and they're awesome. Now those of you who prefer to trade, with your own style of indicators or no indicators at all, that won't make any difference. This video is all about price action. That's my background. I mean, I did trade, I absolutely traded a naked chart for 2 years, just price action only, nothing else on the chart whatsoever, not even volume. Okay, I did that for 2 years. Anyway, but at the end of that, I came up with the kind of indicator that I wanted, and I'm very happy with what I'm doing. So looking at this, go beyond the surface here. It's about price action. So just with that out of the way, I mean, I'm mentioning this because somebody commented the other day about my use of indicators. Okay, so it's about price action. Those of you who are interested in these indicators, well, I'll go into that a little bit. But looking at the dollar Swissy, there's a couple of things that I'm interested in here. And one of them is just on the 15-minute chart, for example. And what I'll do, I'll just show you the difference between standard bar or standard bars and our trend bars. And the trend bars have actually got a lot of options, but I'll just turn that off. See, there's your standard bars. Take the trend channel out. That's it. And then we'll just include the bars. And we get this. Now, there's lots of ways you can use this. If you go into this, there's other things here that you can enable or disable. Anyway, that's what I've got set up. In fact, if anybody wants to copy this, because I quite like this setup, here it is. I'll just open that again. You can take a snapshot. So that's what I've got selected. And I've just brightened up these colors. Everything else stays the same. Okay. The white bars give me balance areas. And I'm always looking for a breakout, either a breakout red or a breakout green. So let's just quickly go back and have a look, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'm always looking for these white bars. Okay, so we can see a little cluster of white bars here. And then we get a break green. And this blue line here is the start of the London session, the London Open. All right, so we're getting a push up into liquidity at the London Open, and then it trades down. Okay, so very handy. I mean, I love the visuals, I really do. This is green, and look, I mean, while it's green, we stay in it. Comes down, we get a bit of white balance area here, and then it trades red. While it's red, we stay in it. While we're under the these parallel lines, we stay in it. I mean, so I'll just pull the trend channel, and I've got a strategy built around the trend channel, and it's to do with a 4-hour chart breakout, and then looking for an entry on all the pullbacks back into these parallel lines. Anyway, I'm getting off the subject, so let's just go back to where we were. I've got some videos on this. In fact, if you click on the link below this video in the description, there's a whole bunch of tutorials that will help you with our indicators. So I'll just reset that. We'll go back here. So what I'm looking at here is this balance area. These white candle or white bars. All right, so we're heading into the London session. I think I'm looking for a long here, a buy, but there's a couple of things. So let's just grab, say, this parallel channel, trading through the Asian session here. So I'll just pull this through here, for example, just highlighting the highs and lows of this range, and go into settings. I've got this saved actually. I'll just go down here and range high-low. Try that one. It's pink. Okay. So whenever I see these white balance areas, I'm looking for a breakout. And as we approach the London market, we're generally going to see some volatility pre-London. Well, I mean, here's a perfect example. Market's trading down. This blue line's London Open. Look what happens here. Okay. They deliberately push it down, and it takes out people here, and it also influences people to trade, to follow it, to chase it. And then they turn it around very, very quickly, and they push it right up into this liquidity. Resting orders up here, there's stop losses, all sorts of things, okay, deliberately. And then they load up and then of course they trade it down, and this is where big money makes their move and makes their money. So we want to be aware of this type of movement. And what I'm looking for is pre-London, is this London Open here. I'm just looking for a range, if I could define that as that. And then I'm generally looking for a break and retest of the range. All right. Now the tricky part is when we get this break to the downside in a downtrend here, it comes back, but it doesn't retest and then roll over. This is where a lot of traders get caught out. And in fact, the retest came quite a bit later through the London session. This is the New York Open here. Okay, so it broke down, it came back, it kind of did retest and did that. So, you've just got to watch it. It trades up, and then look what happens. You get taken out, and then it trades down. So just be mindful. I mean, it's very, very difficult to pick sometimes. Not easy. Absolutely, it's not easy. So my rules of engagement with this is, it's a downtrend. And down here, I'm looking for a pullback. In fact, we've got this higher low as well and some consolidation. So I'm thinking that, we could even get a little bit more out of this to the upside. So I'm just going to go for 2 trades here. I'll grab my fib and I'll pull my fib from just a previous swing high down to swing low. See how it's actually moved back already into the 50? Well, I'm not convinced. So, and we can see upward pressure. All right. I think that we're going to get a little bit more out of this to the upside. So let's just mark out where the London market starts. Okay, so that's the distance between the Asian Open and the London Open, this brown line. So let's just pull that through here. And, so it's just kind of anticipating this London Open, because that's important. That's where the volatility really kicks in around that time of the day. So just get out of here. All right, so London Open is this blue line. I've actually got it set in here, templates. We'll call it Start London Session. What I'm anticipating here is possibly, it can go either way, but we might get more of a move up into this zone up here. So my ideal entry is going to be around even deeper, like the 786 down to the 61.88, I should say. So I'll just looking at this zone in here. So let's just mark that as a zone where we're looking for a trend continuation opportunity short. So we'll just go a sell zone. Where is it? Do I not have it? No, well, I'll just buy zone will do. It's actually a sell. Okay, hang on. We'll call it, okay, so we're buying short. All right. So there's a sell zone. So look, if this doesn't move into liquidity, bigger traders need liquidity. They need the market to move into liquidity so they can fill their quota. All right. So we get these spikes up. That's what that is. This is a move into liquidity so that they can load up and short the market. And it's also a move into these stop losses. And that's liquidity. So, they want to sell this, but they need a buyer. They need buys to be able to sell. All right, so they deliberately push it up here. And you got to watch out, because what they can tend to do sometimes is push it up and then keep pushing it up. And everyone FOMOs in, and then they'll turn it around and take it down. So I'm looking for a trade back to possibly up in around this zone here, 89. What do we got? 89.2. Okay, 89.2 up around the 78.6. So that could be target 2. All right, so I'm going to go long T1 here, and I'll take money off the table here. All right, so this is a counter trend trade. I'll open 2 positions. I'll close one of them here, and I'll leave the other one open to see if we actually get more upside. The other thing is, I think that the stock markets they're overdue for a correction, and so is the US dollar index. It's definitely overdue for a decent pullback. So just be careful at the moment, guys. We've got NFP tonight, and it could be a trigger for a reversal with the US dollar. So just watch out. So that's why I'm going to go here firstly for my target one, take money out, leave another open position in there to see if we get an extended move. We may or may not. We don't know. Who knows? But I'll leave that opportunity open. So at least here, it's not far, and I'm anticipating a move into liquidity, so that's my first trade. And then what I'm going to be looking for here is any sign that this is going to reverse and then give me that as well. Going for a bit of a double whammy. What else? Kind of just covers it, really. So this is the dollar Swissy. Anyway, guys, I think that just about sums it up. I've kind of covered a fair bit of ground. Again, trade safe, be careful, and have a look at the link in the description below the video. There's more information about my indicators and my strategies with these. Alrighty, with that, have a great day and see you in the next one.